Yo, what is going on, y'all? It is your boy AT from AT's Barstool, and today we are back with another video. Today, hopefully, everybody's having a good Friday, or well, really a Saturday, but you know, this video won't come out Saturday, but it is what it is. But today we are back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about 4 topics today, and also I do got a huge announcement before the summer comes. And if y'all want something to watch during the summer, come watch this channel because we are also going to be having our first official 10-day Summercast marathon. Yes, AT's Barstool Summercast marathon. It is going to be June 3rd to June 13th, and it's going to be a 10-day stretch where I have people come in and I pretty much do interviews and just talk to them, just do whatever. So just pretty much like entertainment stuff, whatever, all that stuff. Feel me? We do have that coming up. If you want to be on it, just let me know on my Instagram page. Link will be in the bio. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. First game that we are going to be talking about here, y'all, it is the Florida Gators versus the Auburn Tigers. And we are still on March Madness. We are finally down to the Final Four. Oh yeah, let me tell you the matchups. We got Florida, number 1 Florida versus number 1 Auburn. That game will be at 6:09. That's the first one we're going to be talking about here. And we also got number 1 Houston versus number 1 Duke, which for the first time since 2015, I think, or first time in a while where we had all the number 1 seeds make it to the NCAA tournament. Not NCAA tournament, but the Final Four. And the first game we are going to be talking about here is Auburn versus Florida. This game, I feel like this is going to be a really good game where it is going to be a back and forth matchup. Auburn and Florida, they are both really good teams that score the ball a lot. And not only that, they don't shoot the best from 3, as Auburn shoots 25% from 3 as a team and Florida shoots 27%. But from the field, they shoot pretty well, as they shoot 61%, which that's Auburn, and 64%, which is Florida. And honestly, in my honest opinion, I still think Auburn can beat Florida due to the fact that they have Tahai Pettifor, who's been playing really well, and also have other guys such as John Broome, who's been a really good player for this Auburn team, and it's been a really good big. And I do feel like that Walter Clayton Jr., he's also been really good, averaging 18.1 points per game. But I feel like Auburn has a lot of talent, and I highly feel like that Auburn can win this tournament. Definitely. And in my honest opinion, I think that Auburn would win in a final score of 73-69. Yes, in my honest opinion, I feel like the team is just going to play well, just start clicking. And it's really going to come down to defense and free throws too, because Auburn is a really solid team. And when it comes down to the rebounding part, yes, Florida has them there, but I highly think that Auburn is going to be doing really well, and especially on the defensive side, due to the fact that they average about like 9 steals as a team. And in this game, I do highly think that Florida, they are going to definitely keep up with them, which we all know for sure. And they've been playing really well. They've pretty much surprised me a little bit, even though they are a 1 seed. I thought they was going to be knocked out in the Elite 8 and be one of the first 1 seeds to be knocked out. But now it comes down to the Final Four, and we're going to see who's the first 1 seed to get knocked out of these two. But in my opinion, I will say Auburn. They are the better 3-point shooting team, better free throw shooting team, and they have the better defense on top of that. So I got Auburn winning this game, and that's my honest prediction for the Auburn and Florida game. Now, the next team we are going to be talking about here is the Duke Blue Devils versus the Houston Cougars. Speaking of the Duke Blue Devils, we also found out that Cooper Flagg was named the AP Basketball Men's Player of the Year. He averaged about 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. On top of that, he averaged about a steal per game, leading his team in all 4 of those categories, except for blocks, as he's been a really good piece to this team. And I honestly think that Duke is going to play a really good game, but I also think Houston is, because once again, Houston is one of the best defensive teams in the state, not in the state, but in the country, nationally. And I highly think that Houston's defense is definitely going to help them go to the national championship still. And I honestly think that guys like LJ Cryer and Javon Roberts is going to have really good games. And on top of that, I do see them winning this game with like a final score of probably 80-74. It's probably going to be a really good game, really close one, in my honest opinion. But if Houston can play the way they did against Tennessee last week, I definitely see this Houston team going to the national championship. Because that game against Tennessee, they only held them to 15 points at halftime. 15 points. You know how crazy that is? 15 points, that's ridiculous. And honestly, that defense, that just shows that Houston's defense is consistently good. And not only that, they can play great defense for about 20 minutes, for a 20-minute half. And I'm telling you now, I'm telling you right now, Houston, they are going to go to the national championship. If they don't, then I'm surprised. Or, yeah, I'm surprised or not. And also, I have a really good feeling about Houston winning this national championship. And yeah, I honestly think it's going to be a Houston versus Auburn national championship and Houston winning this one. Feel me? I feel like that's going to be a good game too. If Auburn and Houston both make it to the national championship, then yeah, that's going to be a really good matchup, and we will see who wins. But honestly, I'm gonna stick with my prediction like I did last week. Houston beats Duke, and I'm gonna just keep preaching that until I die. And now the next thing I do want to talk about, my opinion on my opinion on March Madness as a whole. And what I mean is, how has the teams been? How has they been doing? Or like just overall, how entertaining it's been so far. All the games I've watched the last several weeks in this March Madness tournament. How do I feel about that? Well, honestly, I feel like it was you know. I mean, this is probably the first time in a while it kind of went as it expected to, like pretty much a lot of high seeds going to the next round and all that stuff. I mean, there was a couple upsets, but it wasn't like big time. It was like we know that they was going to win, like such as McNeese. They went on a little run to like what, the round of 32. Yeah, they went on to the round of 32. Did some big things, taking down Clemson and all that after before getting beat by Purdue, which that was my prediction was right about that. McNeese, they played really well. Yeah, that was probably one of the few teams that made a pretty solid run. Drake too. Other than that, it wasn't really much. I mean, actually, there is one team too, Arkansas. Arkansas, they surprised me a lot. I thought they was going to get beat first round by Kansas. That was not the case. They surprisingly beat Kansas, and DJ Wagner and the rest of that team just played really well until they got beat in like what, the Elite Eight. Yeah, and another guy who's also surprised me too during the March Madness was Sears from Alabama. He was really, really good in this tournament. Yes, Alabama was a 2 seed. Yes, I expected him to go all the way to the Elite Eight, probably Final Four. But Sears, man, he was out of his mind. He was putting 30 balls up. He was playing really good. He played really good. Surprised me a little. I was surprised, but not surprised. But he was putting like some amazing performances up before getting knocked out in the Elite Eight. And other than that, yeah, he's been really good. And Texas Tech too. They've also been really good. But there is some teams that disappointed me, which I thought was going to go far. Besides Kansas, which I would have a perfect bracket until Kansas lost. But it's cool. Anyway, St. John's, they actually disappointed me. And honestly, mainly due to the fact they lost to Arkansas. Yes, Arkansas is a 10 seed, I know. Yeah, that's an upset. But not only that, people be like, "Oh, I'm not surprised because they're SEC." St. John's, I've watched them play. I've watched them play before. St. John's is not a bad team. If not, they definitely had the talent to go to the Final Four. If not, probably the national championship. Honestly, I thought they was going to do some. Had a good feeling. I watched a couple games. They were blowing teams out, and especially in the second half, they were a second half team. They struggle first half, then just absolutely kill you in the second half. Where it'll be like, second half, it'll start off like, I don't know, 45-45. It can be a tie game or whatever with like 7 minutes left. I don't know. And then at the end of the game, you'll see some like 94 to like 63. Yes, they played a not really good conference where they had Carrington and Marquette in it, but still, they still played really well. They played decent competition, not the best, but it was decent. And honestly, I felt like St. John's could have did way more. So yeah, I am disappointed about that. Honestly, it was a pretty solid March Madness though. Was it the best? No, not really. It was far from best. But it was an overall solid March Madness. We did get to see some low seeds upset some higher seeds like we do every year, and we had some pretty cool stuff happen. So, yeah, I honestly think March Madness went pretty, for the most part, pretty well. And all the one seeds that were expected to go to the Final Four actually went this time around. Instead of having some like 8 seed or 6 seed or 4 seed going in there, it was all one seeds as people expected. And yeah, this is probably the best group, in my opinion, the best group of one seeds we've had. And yeah, I mean, there's a reason every single one of them's in the Final Four. And there's a reason why I have one of them. Well, one of them is going to win the Natty. But telling you, honestly, as a whole though, it was good, pretty good, and yeah, I honestly think it's going to be a really good ending to the season. So yeah, college basketball is going to be over in a while too. So yeah. Another thing too I want to talk about is my opinion on all these coaches transferring. If there's one thing that's not really getting brought up a lot, is the coaches leaving. Yes, the coaches are using, like, not using, but they're out here leaving their jobs to go to other jobs like the transfer portal. And I've seen like so many outlets of coaches transferring, not transferring, well, pretty much transferring, leaving their jobs to go to other schools. Like Maryland, they lost their head coach. Now he's going to some bigger, better school. It's a lot, man. It's insane. I don't know why. Well, I understand it's like bigger and better, and you're probably getting more money. And not only that, you're going to be in a conference that is way better. I can understand that, but it's kind of getting out of hand. You got a lot of moves. It's like a lot, and I've been getting notifications on my phone that it's like, oh, this coach is going to like, I don't know, Maryland, or leaving Maryland to go to like Michigan or something. I don't know. It's something crazy like that. Yeah, they had a good season, but like, geez, you have like 50 coaches moving around. It's insane. It really is. But if they gotta do what they gotta do though. Overall, as a whole, they gotta do what they gotta do. Get the money, or not just get the money, but you know, coach higher levels, because that's what most coaches want to do. They want to coach to the highest levels. So yeah, it's like crazy, but like it's also like kind of not reasonable. So yeah, that's my opinion on that, and that's really about my coaches, or the coaches that's moving around a lot. At last but not least, the last thing I do want to talk about before we get off here is the St. Francis situation. We all found out that St. Francis is going from D1 to D3. We all found out this week, earlier this week, where ESPN announced that, well, not, well, yeah, ESPN and everybody else, every other news reporter announced that St. Francis was going to be a Division 3 school now. Yes, and despite making the first four in the NCAA tournament, and even though they didn't really like make it, but they pretty much did, it is surprising. It was a bit surprising to everybody. For them, probably not. And all the athletes that are playing at St. Francis are really upset, which I've seen on multiple outlets such as TikTok, Instagram, just everything. They've been upset about it. A lot of them end up hitting the transfer portal. A lot of other athletes, pretty crazy to me. I know that they want to play at the highest level. They got recruited by St. Francis and wanted to play at the highest level, and now they're finding out they just go in D3. Especially the guys who made that tournament, the basketball players on that team made that tournament, are now going to be D3 basketball players. That is just insane. I really hope for the best for all them guys, though. And the reason being, though, is due to the fact that the changing landscape, it's the landscape of college sports. We already know NIL is around, name, image, and likeness, which is the same thing. The transfer portal is a thing, and the transfer portal is active as I don't know what. So yeah, the fact that St. Francis can't really compete with other Division One schools, due to like transfer portal and NIL deals, and St. Francis, let's talk about this. St. Francis, not only are they a like Division One school, not really a best Division One school, because football they're FCS D1 school, and for basketball they're just a Division One college for basketball, whatever. In every other sport, it's the same thing. But St. Francis, they've not been doing bad. This is actually a good Division One school, probably one of the more underrated Division I schools when it comes down to sports or athletics. Academics, their academics is solid, but athletics, they're really good. And it's obvious. We've seen it in football. Their football team's been solid almost every year, if not pretty good. Basketball, their basketball team has been really well, especially this year in the making the NCAA tournament, making the first four, despite not making it in the round of 64. They still made it and had a chance of still going to the NCAA tournament. And due to the fact that now insurance money and this NIL stuff and transfer portal is really messing this program up, and they're not getting much money. They're now going to be moving down to D3, and I definitely feel like they are definitely going to dominate. Obviously, I mean they should. They're not a bad. They wasn't even a bad Division I school. They was actually a pretty solid D1 school in my opinion. So I definitely see them dominating, probably working their way up, and now they have to start from scratch again. Yeah, they start from scratch again. So yeah, that's really it. It is really hard for them too. It is really hard for them to like recruit and all that too. So yeah. But with that being said though, thank you guys for enjoying this video. Happy Friday to every single one of y'all. Don't forget my AT's Barstool Summercast Marathon will be June 13th. Not June 13th, June 3rd to June 13th. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on this channel. Don't forget to follow my Instagram page at AT's Barstool. And don't forget to follow my TikTok too at AT's Barstool. And don't forget to follow my main account. Link will be in the bio. And with that being said, y'all, thank you guys for enjoying this video. I know this video was short, but with that being said, I love y'all. And hopefully we can get the 50 subscribers by the end of this month. And with that being said, I will see y'all next time. Peace.